Peeps, what's up? It's your boy Mark, you another Life Hack 101. Today, I want to speak to you guys about just executing the plan. It's good to have ideas. It's good to set out a plan. But if you sit too long and try to plan out every little detail, you're going to miss the opportunity. You're going to miss the experience to gain work experience or in the field experience because you're so set on planning everything out. If you notice in your life and others' lives, when we tend to plan things, they never really go out the way we plan. So people that control and have control issues or want to be in the driver's seat all the time, they get really flustered and frustrated when things don't go how they planned them to, or things don't work out the way that they thought that it would, because you are never the only factor in any plan that you plan. Because we live in a huge world, in a world that is filled with other inhabitants who are also co-creators in this experience that we're having. So if you personally think that you can control every aspect of every walk of life when you are in a community, or you are in a group, or you are in an environment that has to do with other individuals as well, then you, my friend, are stuck on the ego trip of me, instead of us. You have to think about everything, but you don't even have to think about everything. You just have to factor everything in. You have to factor that you can only control you and what you do and your actions, but you can also influence the other actions and beliefs and the views of other people or their work ethic. That's in the work environment. That's what makes a good leader. A good leader improvises. They have skills to change on the fly. They have the skills to not get flustered when something comes up, but they find a solution quickly because they understand that it is a solution, and you can lose time sitting there focusing on the problem instead of trying to find the solution. So that's what makes a good leader. That's what makes a good people's person. That's what makes a good public figure to look up to. Somebody that understands that I'm working on me for us. That makes a good partner. That makes a good person that you want to surround yourself with that holds those qualities, because they understand that the plan is only as good as your half, because you can only do your half. You can't do the whole entirety for everybody and anybody and everything. You just have to focus on you and your part that you can do, and have the faith that you have put in so much of your effort and so much of your time and so much of your energy that the only way the universe will return that is by giving you everything that you worked hard for, because you put in the work. So you have to get it back. You have to get something equally back in return, or you have to be open to get something equally back in return, because this is the laws of the universe. Equal exchange. It comes in waves, even though you might not get it all at once, even though you put it in all at once, you're going to get it back, because that's how life works. So when you're planning stuff, you have to leave the room for the unknown. You have to leave room for the variables that you know are there, but you don't know the details of. You don't know what could happen, but you do know the possibilities or some of the things that might arise and come and interfere with what you're trying to do, but those are not set as well. So you must leave that open space in your manifestation, in your planning, because you have to have wiggle room. Because if you do not have wiggle room, if you plan everything up to the T, when something messes up or when something doesn't go how you think it would go or should go, then everything has failed in your mind. You don't have the time or the room to maneuver. You have to get everything back on track, back on the track that you think that it needs to go. Because if not, then everything's failed. You have no wiggle room, no backup plan, no faith-backed plan to allow God, the universe, Yah, the all infinite intelligence, to maneuver everything else that's around you. The thing about it is having faith and asking the universe, God, Yah, for what you need or what you want it allows the spirit to move through not only you or what you're asking for, but other things around, because spirits connect to everything and anything. The trees, the birds, the people, the animals, everything that you see is a manifestation of spirit. It's a manifestation of a singular energy that spread out and create everything. So when you're asking for things, maybe God won't work through you. Maybe the spirit won't work through you, but it's working through the variables around you. It's working through the people at your job to place you in a better position. It's working through the animals that surround, so you can have more access to spirit totems or spirit guides or things like that. Or it even can work through radio stations or frequencies that get interrupted, and you just hear exactly what God needed you to hear at that time, because that's what you asked for, and you know it because it'll resonate in your soul. It will hit you so deep that you cannot avoid it. That's spirit talk. You know when you're getting talked to by spirit. You know when you're listening to the vibration and the frequencies from spirit, because it talks to your heart. It doesn't talk to your mind. Your mind is just a tool, like I've been saying so long, to understand things. Your heart doesn't need to understand anything. It just needs to feel. It just needs to process what it is experiencing. Not necessarily make a logic of it, but just to feel it, just to understand that how it's making you feel. So when you're talking to spirit, or spirit is communicating with you, you're going to feel it in your heart center. You're going to feel it in your soul and in your depth. It's not just going to be in this ear. You're not going to hear it in your ear. You might hear the words, but you're going to feel the vibration in your heart. You're going to feel that resonation here, because that is what it is speaking to. It's speaking to your true self. It is the higher vibrations speaking to the higher vibrations that we have inside of us. We hold so much power in being a being because we are conscious. And with that, we can consciously direct our attention or our energy to something that we want to pay attention to, or that we want to focus on. Pinpoint focus, man, creates endless possibilities for an individual, because they understand that they can focus laserly on something and they can put all their mental energy into that. That's why focusing and having the lack of focus is the difference between manifestation and just dreaming. You have to be persistent. You have to be able to recall what you're trying to do or what you have set for your goal to be. But you have to understand that it can change. The plan can change, but don't let the goal change. Don't let the final destination change. Go forward. Go step into that light. Don't be afraid, because fear will hold you back. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's no such thing as failure. It's only living and learning. That's the only thing that we do. And if you are not learning, you're not living. They go hand to hand. So even your good days or what you portray as your bad days, you're still living. And in that, you're learning. So learn to live through experiences, and love to live through experiences, because that's all we have here. And that's what's going to make you more of yourself and understanding yourself. They say practice makes perfect. So how can you practice and plan things in your head all the time without actually getting the life experience, the real world experience? You have to get out there, put your feet in front of one another, and walk towards that goal. And in that process, you're going to face things, and you're going to face plans that don't work, but you cannot stop. You have to be persistent in your walk. Even if you all don't know the specific walk or how you're supposed to walk, just have that faith and just know you'll get there. But just keep going. Flame, man. Y'all enjoy.